"We did not come here to defy Donald Trump," said the once and current head of the hard-right Breitbart News, invoking William Shakespeare. "We came here to praise and honor him." Mr. Bannon did, though, take aim at the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, who has helped oversee a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign against Mr. Moore, calling Mr. McConnell and his allies the most corrupt and incompetent group of individuals in this country. Mr. Pence, appearing with Mr. Strange at an airport hangar in Birmingham, countered that Mr. Trump's endorsement was his alone to dispense and reminded voters, over and over, that Mr. Trump had given it to Mr. Strange. The vice president recited a catechism of Mr. Trump's promises and positions, from his vows to build a wall on the Mexican border and repeal the Affordable Care Act, to his denunciations of athletes who kneel in protest during the national anthem. Mr. Strange, he said, would help make the president's aspirations reality, as a real friend to President Trump. "I'm here tonight to say, I stand with Luther," Mr. Pence declared. "I stand with President Donald Trump, and I will always stand for our national anthem." Still, Mr. Pence also appeared to acknowledge the frustration that rank-and-file Republicans feel with the party's uneven performance in Washington. Hours after Senator Susan Collins, Republican of Maine, came out against the latest bill to undo the Affordable Care Act, seemingly dooming it, Mr. Pence noted that some Republicans in the Senate have resisted repeal legislation. That dissension, Mr. Pence argued, made Mr. Strange's loyalty all the more valuable. Reflecting the degree to which Mr. Strange has presented himself as an avatar of the White House agenda, the senator spoke for only about 2 minutes at his own closing rally, offering a brief introduction of Mr. Pence. Mr. Moore spent 20 minutes longer at the microphone after entering to the strains of Sweet Home Alabama clad in a leather vest and cowboy hat. He also briefly brandished a pistol on stage. "Alabama can't be bought," he declared, before winning his loudest applause of the night by declaring Mitch McConnell needs to be replaced. With vents whirring overhead, the gathering at times seemed as much a revival as a political rally. A host of speakers invoked God, and Mr. Moore ended his speech by assuring, "I do know his hand is upon this," winning a chorus of yes, yes affirmation and nodding heads from the audience. Even Mr. Bannon, who is not known for his overt religiosity, got into the spirit, albeit in his typically pugnacious style. He cited ecclesiasts and assured that this moment was a time for war, at the least the political kind. The mood did take a decided turn for the secular, though, when the British nationalist Nigel Farage took the stage not long after a former University of Alabama football star had offered the story of his Christian testimony. Recounting the moment he received a phone call from Mr. Bannon asking that he trek to Alabama Mr. Farage explained he had just mowed his lawn. "And I'm thinking about having a drink," he explained to the heavily evangelical audience. Only Tim James, son of a former governor here, dared to criticize Mr. Trump, predicting that the president would think twice before he jumps in a family feud again in the party. The winner of Tuesday's runoff will face Doug Jones, a Democrat and former federal prosecutor, in the general election in December. Mr. Strange's event, lacking Mr. Moore's colorful array of activist speakers, featured a comparatively low-key, loafer and blazer sporting crowd, dotted with Republican Party staffers flown in from Washington.